Lightly Bitter, and I'm here for another reality TV recap, where today we will be spilling all the tea, all the shade, and of course, all the pink lemonade of Big Brother 28. Alright, y'all, it's another late night. I have my YouTube going. It's another late night, 90-minute frickin' episodes, my god. But we made it through together, y'all. Sorry, I have to cough a little bit. Alright, so uh, is it me, or am I the only person that's like, why is the Wednesday episode 90 minutes? Now, granted, a lot of shit has gone down in the Big Brother house in this first week. I still feel like it should be on Thursdays because so much happens in between the eviction and the veto ceremony. And a lot of this stuff that we're learning today is completely outdated. And that's how it is 90% of the time. Like, they win the veto, and then all the gameplay has to completely change. Like, 1 second, Ashley's the target. 1 second, Yash is the target. 1 second, Mallory's the target. 1 second, Taylor's the target. Like, it's constantly changing. And my thing is that these eviction episodes already are monopolized by the blockbuster, the addition of the blockbuster. I think the only reason why, like, the only thing that would make sense to me is because Survivor is on Wednesdays and they can't go further. But you're doing the 90 minutes on Wednesdays. That's why I still don't understand this whole thing about doing it Wednesdays instead of Thursdays. I don't know. I do think it is good to have some longer episodes just because so much does get left on the cutting room floor. It is better than doing 90 minutes every frickin' episode. That would be way too much. But yeah, I would love to know why they chose Wednesdays and not Thursdays. But anyways, we got a lot to cover in this episode. As you can see, the title of this episode is Jason is Trash, and that's because I've been following the feeds. Actually, this season I've legitimately been watching the feeds. Previously, I've only done Twitter updates, but I've had them on in the background while I'm doing busy work. But this episode just completely turned me off from Jason or Salina estitties or whatever you want to call him. I am somebody who, do I love me a villain? Hell yeah, I love me a villain. I love me some Evil Dick. I was just watching some of his podcast. I love me some Janelle. I love me some who's another example? Uh Russell Hantz. I love me some Parvati, Sandra. Like, I love me a good, even Johnny Fairplay. But to me, Johnny Fairplay, because I saw someone comparing what Jason did to Johnny Fairplay. Johnny Fairplay was one thing because Johnny Fairplay lied about his grandma dying to win a reward. Like, Johnny Fairplay didn't use his grandma, like, his grandmother wasn't legitimately dead, is the thing. But with Jason tonight, something just doesn't sit right with me when you're in this game, you have nothing to gain. Johnny Fairplay had something to gain. He had, the family visit. That was something to gain. You have nothing to gain by telling Angela that she reminds you of that she's filling in for you because your mother died and now she could be your mother in the Big Brother house, and you have this whole emotional moment with her. You gained nothing by doing that with her and then laughing in her face and you're trying to make her look dumb on TV because he didn't just go laugh about it to Drew and Melody. He made it a point to wait till she left so he could do a Jim the Office style reaction meme of himself laughing at her and talking all this shit. I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that whatsoever. To me, that's some bitch ass shit. I think he's a piece of shit. That's just my opinion. I have thought from the minute I saw Jason Salina on RuPaul Drag Race, even, that he's a freaking attention hog. He's somebody that is desperately trying to get camera time and will do whatever the fuck he wants to do for camera time, like Laganja Estranja did on season 6 of RuPaul Drag Race, talking about some Heller season 6, let's get sickening, or whatever the fuck. And to me, it's giving and I've seen people like Jimmy from last season do this same thing, and it's unfortunate. It's the gay contestants on this show, which I have my whole thing about that too. But they play into this stereotype and they do the most extra shit possible so that they can almost like recreate these iconic fights from older seasons, and it looks tired. You look like a piece of shit, you look like an asshole, and I don't understand how at no point of him talking all this shit about Angela to Drew and Melody he didn't think in his mind, wow, I sound like an asshole, because he sounded like an asshole. Even the way I didn't even register it the same way as when he said it. When he said it, like, to them, I was like, wow, when you put it that way, you're a piece of shit. There's no other way to put it. I don't want to spend this whole thing talking about him, but it really rubbed me the wrong way, especially as somebody who, when I got on a competition show, I had a producer basically trying to push me to act like a mean gay stereotype, which I didn't appreciate in the moment. And it's like, this is the reason. Because you got motherfuckers like him that get cast on Big Brother as the only gay man on this season, and as the only drag queen to ever go on the US version of Big Brother, and you go on there and you look like a fucking monster. You're not just being a douchebag, you're not just being a jerk, you're being manipulative. And on top of that, the last episode was all about you talking about how you don't feel comfortable around straight people, and a sympathetic side, like, so now all of that looks like you're just being manipulative, and people already have that perspective of like the LGBT community and all that horse shit. So now you're basically doubling down on it and looking like even more of a trash bag, and giving the perspective to all the MAGAs that are probably supporting Kamu and Haley and whatever the fuck that other guy's name is. You're now reinforcing in their minds what they already thought about gays and drag queens and all that other bullshit. So to wrap that up, and inevitably have to revisit it later on when I go to my Twitter clips, hearty fuck you to Jason and Salina estitties, and I hope that you continue the trend that other drag queens have had on these competition shows and flop. And I bet my bottom dollar if he didn't win that immunity in that stupid ass Rachel Riley thing, he would have been on the block and gone home. I just can't stand that guy. I really can't stand that guy. And there was some other like things he said tonight where I was just like, you're fucking weirdo. But Big Brother, stop casting this kind of gay person on the show. Just stop. Just fucking stop. I am sick of it. I am sick of gay men being put on Big Brother specifically to represent as one of two things. When they put a gay man on the show, they're either one, a fucking monster like Reagan, or like this guy tonight, or like JC, or like they put on the most stereotypical motherfuckers that make gay people look terrible, or they're boring and they do nothing. Like, what was that motherfucker from Hawaii? What was his name? Chemo, like Chemo, that do nothing the whole season, or that gay cowboy from Big Brother 10. Like, why can't we just have like a normal gay person on the show? And that's probably problematic to say like normal, because what is normal? But you know what the fuck I mean. Someone that doesn't lean into what every straight person's stereotype of a flaming gay homosexual is. Anyways, I had to get that off my chest because that has been bothering me from the minute like his whole section of this episode came out. How I write came out. But let me move on into something happier. So we come into this episode. It's the veto challenge. We come into the Wednesday episodes, I always have to remind myself of like what has happened on the show and what has not happened on the show. And we're just getting off of when the nominations came through. So, oh, also, did anyone notice in this preview the announcer is talking about and Angela's first breakdown is finally here. Like, these people, including like Julie and some of you on Twitter, are all like foaming at the mouth for Angela to go back to how she was on season 26. It's the first week. I don't want Angela to crash and burn in the very beginning. And quite frankly, the Angela on this season, I don't want to see like crash and burn. I like this Angela the same, if not more, than the Angela from last season. Angela's still, you know, what's the word? Neurotic and paranoid and like says funny shit and like she's twerking on the show. Like she's still a great character. If anything, this season she's a lot more interesting. It's so interesting seeing her character development and seeing how she's trying to combat who she was on season 26. Like this is what you want out of a returning player. Not for them to rehash the same bullshit and call everyone, "Oh, crazy eyes." Like no, we don't need that. I want a returning player with growth, not to just do the same bullshit. You know, put them in the same box you wanted out of them. So it was very weird. So oh, let's talk about the intro. I don't know if am I gonna get flagged if I show the intro video. I might, but I really don't give a fuck. It's not like I'm making $1 million off this anyway. Let me see if I can pull it up. Pull it up, pull it up. Watch it all fall out. Pull it up, pull it up. Put it na na na. Hold on, I gotta look it up. This intro was very let's take a look at the intro. Okay, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I didn't like this. I might be a Debbie Downer, but I actually really did not like this intro. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's a bit of the music, like the music they were using. I mean, it's the same music they always use, right? But I don't know. It's just it wasn't. I just was not into it. Maybe it's the sound effects. I just remember last season they had remixed it so it sounded more like a murder mystery. Like I don't know how to explain it, but they did such a good job with it last year. This one it kind of was just like, meh, okay. Like I don't know. I thought the best that they had done was when they did, remember in season, I think it was 25, that intro? It looks so much more high quality. Like, they don't look as high quality now. I don't know, but I thought, I was happy to see the intro because I wasn't, for a while, I wasn't sure if we were getting the intro back. But, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm glad that we got the intro back. Okay, so let's talk about the nominations. So, on the block, Yash, Ashley, Taylor. Yash is like roasting D, talking about a boneheaded decision, whatever. Mallory has a whole crash out. Okay, let me just say this. I don't give a fuck whose team you are on. I don't care if you were on D's team for the first HOH. I don't care if you were on her team this whole fucking season. If you're not talking game with her, she doesn't owe you anything. Why should she keep you on? Why should she keep you off the block if you weren't talking game to her? And quite frankly, she wasn't talking game. I mean, he wasn't talking game to her. The same way Mallory wasn't talking game, and from what we see, Taylor wasn't talking game. I will never understand not talking game with the fucking HOH. Even if you don't like the HOH, which I don't know how you can not like the HOH when D hadn't even been there for 2.2 seconds, so there's no way you couldn't have not liked her. But what, do you think you're being fake by not talking? I don't understand it. You should be sucking the HOH's dick. Whenever you leave the HOH room, your nose should be browner than UPS, okay? Go brown. So I roll my eyes. I'm really not a fan of Yash, to be honest with you. Yash is just like the stereotypical, like he's saying shit for the camera, like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. In the words of Little John. And then Mallory, like, I gotta say, I actually started to like Mallory in this episode. She's a good competitor. She won the veto. Spoiler. Um, I liked that she was picking up what Melody was putting down and clocking her on her bullshit, which we'll get to Melody. But I started to grasp who Mallory is. I think she's just like a socially awkward person. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it was the worst thing that you can do when you are on the block or when you're in danger is spiral out of control and start throwing people under the bus. You know, you need people to want to save you. And while it was a bad crash out, I didn't think it was bad enough for Mallory, I mean, for Melody, ugh, these names, for Melody and Lyric to basically put her in the trash like she's a prom night dumpster baby. I didn't think it warranted that. What, they knew each other only for like 4 or 5 days, so it's not a big deal, but you spent all this time cultivating a relationship with this person, a friendship, and the second she goes on the block, oh, well, I don't want to be associated with her. It pisses me off when people do that in the Big Brother game. And strategically, it makes no sense. I don't know who came up with this idea that when you're on the block, you have the plague and everyone should stay as far away from you as possible, but it's fucking wrong. It's not like the people who are on the block have COVID. When someone's on the block, if anything, that's your time to get closer to them. They're in the limelight now. They need your help. This is your chance to prove that you are a loyal ally. For better or for worse, babe. It's like you're getting married when you get in an alliance. And if your partner is not holding up their end of the deal by, watching out for you, they're othering you with the rest of the house, you're a piece of shit. And I don't think that Mallory's crash out was so bad. Like, what did she do? She threw, I think it was like, what, Barrett under the bus? I don't even remember because I honestly, sorry to be a little blue, but I had to go take a shit. Um, but people this episode started getting really hyped on Melody. I was not. I don't like the style of gameplay that Melody has. I if I was in a game and I had someone like Melody come to me, whether I'm the HOH like she was doing when she was talking to D, or I was Drew, and she starts, after spending all of her time, because apparently those three, Melody, all the basic bitches, were spending their time together 24/7. You just spent 24/7 with this girl, and now that she's on the block and maybe is the target, now you're gonna you're not just, distancing yourself from her, you're throwing her under the bus. You're telling me all the reasons why you wouldn't work with her. You're telling me, oh, it was not a real friendship, oh, I would send her home immediately. Yeah, that tells me you're disloyal. What's gonna happen when I go on the block? Hmm? Did I stutter? Oh, no response? Oh, okay. Like, what are you gonna do when I'm on the block? You're not a fucking team player. You're selfish. And the worst kinds of allies in this game are the selfish ones. And let me tell you, when she got picked for the veto, and then she was talking about well, if I won the veto, I would not use it on Mallory. Why? Why would you not use it on Mallory? It makes no sense to me. What, you want to distance yourself from her? Girl, there are two people in this house sucking and fucking in broad daylight with people under them, Lyric and Rome. And are you worried that you and Mallory are going to be labeled as like a duo, a strong duo that needs to go? There are quite literally 3 reality TV icons, 2 of whom just played a season of Survivor together and went on Gulliver's Travel doing press junkets across the country together. Oh, but no. I can't use the veto on Melody because on Mallory because it's gonna put a target on us because it's gonna show I'm friends with her. No, if anything, it shows people that you're loyal, you know. And then what was really rich to me was she's talking to Mallory about using the veto, and here's my thing: if you're not using the veto on Mallory, then lie. Say, oh, yeah, well, of course I would use it on you. And then you throw the challenge. That's what you do. You don't need to win it. And I mean, in all honesty, seeing how she competed in these games, I don't think she would have won it anyway. But the second that your friend is on the block and you talk about I wouldn't use it on you, or I don't know if I would use it on you, you're going to lose that friend. And I don't know where those two sit now, but As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure that that trust is totally gone. If I was Mallory, I would say, fuck you, I'm never dealing with you again. And that's basically what she said in her confessional. What a piece of shit you are. And to close the case on Melody, if I was anyone else in the game and Melody started talking about me, talking to me about some, oh, let's work together, oh, I'm a loyal ally, I'd be like, no, you're not. I'd be like, you're throwing your own ally under the bus. And that goes for anybody in any stage of the game. I don't like flip-floppers, and I'm telling you right now, if you ever play a game with me, if I'm ever on Survivor and one of you happen to be there, or I'm ever on Big Brother and one of you ever happen to be there, or I'm in Beast Games and one of you ever, again, and one of you happen to be there, uh, don't tell me that you're a flip-flopper, because if I find out you're a flip-flopper, well, I'm gonna, flip the flop on you. And Melody's lucky she didn't go in the block, because quite frankly, if I was D and her and Lyric talked all that bullshit about Mallory, I would talk with Mallory about it. And once Mallory won the veto, repair that relationship and say, I'm going to do you a solid and I'm going to put Melody on the block. And we can, flush her down the toilet because she's probably not going to win the blockbuster. Anyways, let's move on. Oh, she threw Baird and Ashley under the bus. Okay. D likes Taylor. Taylor, I haven't really understood, but people in the house have been wanting to protect her, it seems. I don't know where D stands with Taylor. One second she says she's keeping her no matter what. The next she's like, I'm gonna break a tie against her. But this conversation really did help me understand why she does like Taylor. And as far as we know right now, Taylor's not going home regardless, but there is a push to keep Ashley, so we don't know. But Taylor is weird because Taylor's been somewhat invisible. Like, I don't really understand what she's doing in the game. Um, D also talked about the difference between voting off in Survivor versus Big Brother. Now, this is why I think Big Brother and Survivor are very difficult games for their own reasons. I think they're very different. With Survivor, you can just blindside someone, send them out the game, and not have to think twice about it. With Big Brother, you have to put people in danger, and they need to know that you sent for them. And then if you win the veto and you don't use it on someone, they know. You're constantly in Big Brother having to show your hand in little ways. You can obviously hide it by like throwing challenges or throwing your vote or like a really good social game, but in Big Brother, you're always going to have people pissed off because you can never just send someone home and not think twice about it. Whereas Survivor, you can. And that was a really good point that D brought up. And I gotta say, by the way, D is playing amazing. D, to me, is still like the top player of the season so far. I'm very impressed by her. Ashley had her first burger. One thing I saw people pointing out, and I totally agree, your first burger, and it's just a beef patty with cheese on two buns that look like they've been smushed by someone's ass sitting on it. It's very odd. What about the fixins? Where's the lettuce? Where's the tomato? Where's the condiments? I was very confusion by it. Like, okay, you eating a basic ass, dry, well done burger. Enjoy. Um. Anyways, next up we have. Oh, I already talked about them throwing Mallory under the bus. Oh, could we talk about Drew? So, I mean, that wasn't a joke. Drew literally, he lays down and does hair like that. Very funny. He actually does it, and it actually works. I don't know why, but I feel like he said something about that, or I've met someone that does that same thing. He does have really good hair. I will give that to him. His hair always looks good on the feeds. And I'm surprised he doesn't. Well, I'm assuming he uses product. I myself, hopefully next when I do, the recap tomorrow, um, my hair will be looking pretty good because I just got my barber told me to get sea salt spray and hair paste, and I got both of them. So maybe now my hair won't be so flat and I can get it a little more texture, kind of like him. But it was so fun. This is why I love Big Brother, because it's so unserious, and it's like he's over here talking this strategy with Melody and forming this fake final two while while they're both laying their heads down like this to let their hair dry stick up. Like that's funny to me. And Drew's quite the savvy player. I mean, Drew has been the vehicle for so much information going around the house. He's a bona fide bone carrier. I'm very proud of him. It's just he needs to be a little careful because if people figure out that he is a bone carrier, I could see, him turning into bones and dying in this game and getting evicted. I totally see it. All right, so Drew and Melody no longer thinks he's annoying. They work together. Angela breaks the tub. Now, this was not Felicia levels of hilarious with her falling into the hot tub, but this was still very funny that her gluteus maximus uh knocked off knocked off I think it was the nozzle, right? With where the water comes out. I'm like, "Damn, how do you knock that off?" And it's the start of the season. That's crazy. We got some commenters in the chat. Oh, hey, Bryce. Bryce, longtime viewer. Couldn't even see the meat from the other side. I know. I don't know who made that burger. What's up, DM Rocks? And Arthur, I saw you. Hey, Jason disgusted me by using the passing. Oh, I know. I don't know if you saw my rant at the start of this live, but he has totally, like, I wanted to like him. I wasn't like the biggest fan of him on Drag Race, but I was like, okay, I kind of liked him on the All Star they just did, the clips I saw. But this, no, I want him to go home next week. All right, so, oh, Yash. Okay, Yash sounded so freaking entitled talking to D, as if, oh, I shouldn't have been on the block. You owed me. Here's my thing, right? D is like, she said it in passing. Like, she said, oh, I didn't even remember I said that. But he's mad at D because D said during the challenge, as she was about to win, oh, y'all, we're all safe. Okay. Any normal person would understand that when D is saying, oh, guys, we're all going to be safe, it's just something she said in the heat of the moment. She had not spoken to any of you. She literally entered through the jungle, fur bra clad, did this challenge and won. She had no time to talk to any of you, make alliances, friendships, nothing, which was a little unfair and why I actually don't mind that she got the HOH. I think it worked out. So to me, you didn't talk any game with her. You didn't go up to her and brown nose her. Like I said, UPS, go brown. You should be leaving this entire week. Every single person in this house should have a little piece of D's shit on their nose because they should be so far up her asshole to make sure that they're not on the block. You didn't do any of that. So why are you mad that you're on the block? She gave her reason. It was very clear. It's very logical, very fair. It's the easiest thing she could have done is the HOH. No one, uh, if she, I mean, she was clearly not putting up any of the icons. There was 3 people already safe. It was the easiest thing for her to do. And guess what? If you didn't want to go on the block, maybe you should have talked to her. Weirdo. And you're really not helping your case. Like, if you want to stay, you don't badmouth the HOH when we still got a veto comp to do that maybe she could win and use on you. We still got a renom to do where maybe she'll put a pawn up next to you. You could get her to go after an actual target, so maybe you don't go home. And you still got to go rally for votes. There's no point dwelling in the past. My thing is, I don't have an issue with people venting about their issues. In fact, if she had did this to me, I probably would have said the same thing. I probably would have went to her and said, listen, I'm going to be so real with you. I'm not happy you put me on the block. And I would have said, you promised us safety, even though I would have been a lot more wise than to not talk game with her or to just take that one, flippant comment as gospel. But if I was as stupid as Yash is, then I would have, still said that. But I would have ended it by saying, look, I just need to tell you how I feel. Like, I will move forward from this. I hope I can stay. I want to know what we can do, like, to move past this. Like, that's what you do. That's how you make good TV, and that's how you, communicate with people without having a problem. I actually think damage control is so stupid only because it. Oh, you voted for me. It's okay. Like, people do that on Survivor. Obviously it's not okay. Everybody knows there's a little bit of, even if you really are like, okay, I'm moving on, it's fine. Everybody is not happy to see their name. No one likes being targeted in these things. So to me, even if you're not angry, it's a little better to express being upset with someone, but express it and then say, I needed to get this. Now, what do we do moving forward? Because it just establishes that you're not being fake. Like, to me, if Yash had said this to D and then, figured out what they could do and reconcile, and that's better. But Yash, it's like this whole conversation was pointless. You should have just kept this shit to yourself and focused on trying to actually win a challenge. Which, by the way, let's jump to the veto challenge. And everyone's acting like this was close. This was not close. Watch the video. He was not close to winning. There was a clear difference. Mallory was done, and he still had a whole section to do. Like, Mallory was winning that by a mile. So this whole narrative he's saying about how he was close and now he's confident he'll win, it's like, shut the fuck up. So let's talk about this veto. First of all, I don't believe we've seen this competition done yet on Big Brother. I gotta give kudos to Big Brother. Listen, every time Big Brother comes around, I'm reminded why there are parts of Big Brother that are actually better than Survivor, even though Survivor is my favorite show. Like, with Big Brother, as cringy as this uh, Golden Razzie award level acting is from these people, um, they're quite original. To think of, oh, we're gonna time travel this week and we're gonna have Jedi Howie, who we haven't seen in 20 plus years. He's gonna come from the future where Dr. Will has created Will World and has made a Botox empire to make everyone look young. And then they use this clip from All Stars that I had totally forgotten about because I haven't watched All Stars in so long. But it's like they thought of this shit and it's hysterical. Any person who has seen Dr. Will go on, he was on The Weakest Link recently. He went on Dondi. He comes back. Well, he used to come back every year for the jury roundtable. Like, you would know that this motherfucker is Botoxed. He never wants to be young. And he even does, like, I remember there was a time where he did, like, TikToks, like Gen Z TikToks to look young. So I thought it was very funny, very clever. I appreciate this old school reference, like that they actually pulled people from like icons from the past. Like, you're not just going 2 or 3 years back to people that are probably still under contract to have their likenesses used. Um, so I appreciated it. And I thought it was very funny. And I also liked that they played that clip. And it's very telling for these house guests that are pretending like they're super fans. It's very telling watching your faces watch this clip because it's very obvious you've never seen it before. And you're like, their faces were like, "Oh wow." And it was like an oh wow, like, not that oh wow this is funny. It was like, oh wow, Big Brother's been on for a long time. I didn't realize that it's been on this long. And wow, it actually used to be really funny back. It's nothing like that now. I'm not gonna lie though. Actually, watching that clip, Big Brother is still a very much like how it used to be. It's like it really is. But it was very obvious. People like Haley or Kamu have never seen the older seasons. It's very obvious. Maybe they watched the last 2 or 3. Um, anyways, this was a very cute challenge. I liked it. Very simple. Survivor, take notes. Do more shit like this instead of just the same bullshit we do every season. And oh, and let's talk about Angela mentioning the whole cruise. Okay, if y'all don't know this, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that cruise a scam? I'm like 99% sure that that cruise that Angela's talking about was a scam. If you don't know, there was this whole thing with like a reality TV cruise where basically none of the shit went the way it was supposed to. People got scammed out of their money, and there was this one guy. I have to see reality. Let me see. Big Brother cruise scam. Is something going on with the cruise? Tori posted a link. I think it was the post-game cruise. Oh, here it is. Reality TV themed cruise has a dark side. This is last year. Let me pull this up. Now, this is some real journalism. I think it was yeah, no, I was so shocked that it was mentioned. Bryce. Yeah, the recent Big Brother themed post game cruise gave fans an opportunity to rub elbows. But one Big Brother alumni hinted that the cruise was hardly a paradise. Quinn Martin from BB26. Yes. Oh, and this girl, BB Steph. Yeah.
I just got back from the first ever Big Brother cruise, set up by Showroom Travel Agency and, more importantly, the director, Mike Gibson.
Yes, this guy, Mike Gibson.
All the pictures and the videos that comments to fans about Big Brother 26 contestant Tucker and his personal life. Following the cruise, there have been reports of fans not receiving merchandise, more alarming allegations of SA, and several young women have come forward that worked for his team. That's right. Several young women working with Mike's travel agency at the time have bravely shared their troubling experiences.
Oh, I didn't realize
Here's where the trigger warning comes into play.
Oh, I didn't realize it was sexual assault. I just thought it was a scam. I only thought it was merchandise. It's not funny, but that's
approach to me to express their concerns about the disarray.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've had some people ask, while it was phenomenal getting to hang out with fellow BB, I did not make it clear I will not be working with this company again. And I think they're doing their own version of it afterwards. Inappropriate public comments to fans about, oh, I do remember this. They were talking about, I think it was when that footage of like Tucker and Rubina having sex on the live feeds was leaked or something like that. Oh, what's this? Okay. Oh, he's trying to kill the webpage, so I can't figure out more of the tea. So I want to know, what was the danger? Oh, yeah, see, Angela Murray, Howie Gordon. So this was the cruise she was talking about. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. So I guess someone got SA'd. I don't know what else was the problem. I did not go on this cruise, but yeah, I was like 99% certain that that cruise she was talking about was really bad. I mean, if you want to learn more, go look it up. There you go, BB Snap, BB Steph. There's your official plug from me. Oh, look, Johnny Bananas and Mark Long even made a statement about it. Oh, oh, oh! Y'all, we gotta read this. Sorry, and then we can go back to Big Brother. But oh my God. Showroom Travel Cruise official statement. To our fans and everyone who planned to attend the showroom, it is with heavy hearts that Mark and we will not be attending. Despite our best efforts to fulfill, the owners of the company have completely been unresponsive and have failed to hold up their obligation. Additionally, it has been discovered the event was sold under false pretenses, and their actions are potentially criminal. To our fans and anyone who purchased the tickets, we apologize. No payment or compensation of any kind was ever rendered to us for this event. Oh, I do remember that. I'm pretty sure the BB people, they didn't get any money either. We do not take lightly, which I mean, on the one hand, it is, a vacation, but on the other hand, the alumni and the reality stars are the people that are selling this. Like, people are going on this to see them, and they are probably having to do activities or whatever. But wow, that's nuts. Anyways, back to Big Brother, because I don't want to be on here all night. Okay, so Mallory wins the veto. Woo! And Melody is fake as fuck. If I was Melody, I would feel like a total jackass. This is what, like, you didn't even wait till this girl lost the veto. You had to do all this shit. Now you probably don't have an ally. And I do remember on the feeds, they were talking mad shit about Melody. Like, the people in the crossover, especially Angela, don't like her. Because Angela and Mallory, from what I've heard, I haven't even seen it on the feeds, but from what I've heard, they have a pretty good relationship. So, I don't know. But anyways, oh yeah, I put good for Mallory. I mean, she smoked them. She didn't just win by a little. We would have still been there. None of them would have gotten it. Did you see? I think it was Yash, or who was it? It was Taylor. Oh, Taylor made a whole square. I was like, what is Taylor doing? Going up and down, and then, like, they crossed back. Why are you building the pipe going this way and then down and then back the way you came? Like, what? Okay, another thing that got me was MAGA, which, by the way, while I started this, a tweet came up with Haley's voter history. I'm being serious. She is registered as a Democrat. I'm not joking. If I can find it, because it disappeared. But yeah, apparently she is registered as a Democrat. Oh, here it is. Let me show y'all. I'm not lying. Look. Haley Jordan Thogmartin. What's that last name? Democrat. So she is not MAGA. See, like these people, all of y'all come up with these, I know, yeah, I know Bryce. Bryce just said in the chat, huh? Yeah, she is a Democrat. But listen, maybe she's one of those Republicans that registers as a Democrat and then vote, like, that could be it. She registers as a Democrat and then votes Republican. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. It's not like, I mean, people were acting like she had MAGA stuff on her page or whatever, so I'm not surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if Kamu is not. Which is his name Kamu or Manu? No, it's Kamu. Manu is somewhat different. Um, Kamu, the only reason they're saying he's MAGA is because he follows Charlie Kirk. But I don't. But if someone followed Trump on this, I'm pretty sure we would already know. But I don't think anyone on there follows Trump unless someone correct me. Um, I mean, let's be real. If you're going on Big Brother, you should be wiser than to have, you know, following Trump still on your Instagram. Anyone knows that. But it was very, very cringy to see her laughing at Melody and Ashley stressing. Like, ha ha ha, I know I'm safe, and one of you are going up. Yeah, well, ha ha ha, you're only safe because you're in a fake alliance. Your alliance is not even real. Which actually, no, her alliance might be real if y'all are keeping up with the feeds. Now they're doing some shit where the red corner and the crossovers are working together because they have no choice, because the other side of the house is all forming, a thing together. And this is again why I really thought about it. And Rick Devens was so stupid for telling Drew and Barrett about the red corner, because they could have Dee and Rick and Angela could have, or oh no, he shouldn't have told Angela either. But Rick and Dee could have easily been sitting in the middle, sitting pretty in this now big alliance, because they ended up bringing them together anyway. So it was just, I don't know, it was very very dumb on their parts. Because now if the alliance blows up, it's not going to be blown up as the red corner. It's going to be blown up as whatever they're naming their big ass alliance with all of them in it. So okay, then we got to the whole thing. So I already went on a whole tangent about this at the start of this episode about Angela and Jason. Um, I just, I was gonna replay it. I can't stomach it. I'm not gonna go into it all over again, but again, this was just so disgusting, especially since they played back the clip from him in the first night, and it's just Jason is representing. This is gonna sound so. This is probably gonna like get his people so angry. I don't give a fuck. He is not representing drag queens and gay people well in this show. Not when you had that wonderful conversation with her the first night, and now you use this bullshit, the death of your own mother, against her. Now it looks like that whole first thing you did was just for sympathy and attention and manipulation, and you completely fucked it all up. And it makes me really angry because I wanted more. Not expected. I wanted more out of you on this show. So, and is it fucked up that you have to be held to a higher standard? Yes, it is, but people want queer people dead. They want drag queens dead, and you're sitting up there making fun with your fucking dead grandmother to make good TV. Bitch, please suck on these estitties. Anyways, yeah, all I in my notes, it's all Angela was talking about the hate that she got on Instagram to like soothe Jason's thing. Meanwhile, Jason knows all about getting hate on Instagram from Drag Race, which by the way, it's giving such beta energy. Like you're the lowest of the low on this pecking order of reality contestants that's on here, and you want to be the only reality contestant left because you know that the other three are way more popular in this world, and are way more popular. Period. Because on Drag Race, Salina's titties is not like an icon. Like, yeah, you were on All Stars. Yeah, you got to top 6, but you were not an icon. You didn't do good on either of the seasons. These three are all legends. Big Angela is a Big Brother legend. I don't care what anyone says. Even if she gets evicted the next week, she's still gonna be an icon. Dee and Rick, same thing. They're icons in Survivor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Salina's not an icon for Drag Race. Um, him rolling his eyes and laughing at her, I wrote, that's horrible. It is horrible. And then the worst thing you can do too is bragging about it. I will never forget when I heard the whole thing with Kareem and who I'm friends with Kareem now. Kareem was on my DH1 thing, so this is not hate to Kareem. But I remember hearing about the Habibi brothers um on Beast Games. And I'm like, how the hell did people find out what they did in the cube? So if you don't know, on Beast Games, which Drew was on with me, we did that cube challenge, and in that cube you had to get, it was 3 of you, and you had to get someone to sacrifice themselves, right? And it was usually a friend of yours, and it was like a friend in the box with them, and they spent the 5 hours like gaslighting this girl, making her cry, and convincing her she was a bad person. Same thing happened to me in my box, but whatever. um and they got her to leave by tricking her, basically. So, okay, that's like a shitty thing you did, but also it's still game. It's not as bad as what Jason did. And then everyone else found out about it. I'm like, I asked my friends who made it further than me, I'm like, how did people find out about that? Because they were bragging about it. Those two, Hazem and Kareem, went around bragging about what they did to this girl. I'm like, are y'all fucking dumb? Why would you do a shitty thing and then go bragging to people about it? If you're a villain, you don't, if you're fucking Maleficent, you don't go around telling people that you poisoned Sleeping Beauty and now she's gonna sleep until Prince Charming comes wake her up, or whatever the bullshit story is. Like, you don't do that. Because now people know what's up with you. Now you can't be a villain. You look like a dumbass. You look stupid as shit. But here he goes talking about some. You guys, you want to know? Want to know what I did? I weaponized my dead mom to make Angela cry, and now she's gonna do whatever I want. Oh my god, Jason, you're so funny. Melody over there with her fucking cheesy hee haw laugh. I hope that shit was fake. And then Drew laughed too, but Drew, at least in his confession, was like, that's fucked up. Like, you could tell Drew was just laughing, like, to laugh. And, but, because he's about the game, he's on game time. Um, but it's like, that's just, you just sound like such a jerk. You're just a jerk. Like, really? You used your dead mom? I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have said something to him. I'd have been like, why are you doing that? I really wouldn't have given a fuck about the game. At that point, I really don't want to be around someone like that. I probably would have, like, knowing me, I probably would have actually blown him up right there and then and went and told Angela, like Drew did, but I would have done it not as slick. Because that's just disgusting to do that to someone. I don't give a fuck about the game. They call themselves the court jesters. I thought it was funny how Drew was like, oh, and you're the king? Because, yeah, like, you're sitting here telling us what to do. Oh, this was the weird thing that Jason said that, like, kind of caught my attention. I was like, he said something to the effect of, oh, Drew, no, I'm not your king. I'm like a big brother. I like that energy. It felt very much like, yes, call me daddy. Like, it was giving very that, you know? And it kind of was just like, ew. It was a little ew. I don't know what to tell you, it's a little ew. But, whatever. But yeah, it was another reason I'm just not a fan. Hey, Edgar. What's good, Edgar? Y'all gotta pop on here. Y'all, I've been thinking about this. Okay, so I was talking with Tez from Australian Survivor, and we're thinking that we're gonna do live feed updates on Saturdays because he's in a whole nother time zone. Like, he's Australia time zone, so it's very weird. So hopefully Tez and I will be doing live feed updates on Saturdays. Thursdays will be my days with Chantel and Felicia. I haven't gotten confirmation yet if Felicia will be able to join us, but Chantel should join us. Because Felicia's off traveling. She does this. She's with this company that they pay her to travel. And then I spoke with my girl Sophie from 49, and we're trying to figure out when she can come on, so she'll be on as well this season. And then yeah, Edgar. Yeah, Edgar, you need to come on and we need to chat about this shit. But yeah, because I gotta figure out what I'm doing for Wednesdays and for Sundays. But we will have more panelists on here than just me, y'all. Arcanums, what's going on, man? Your tweets are next level, by the way. If y'all don't follow him, he's got amazing tweets. I fear if Jason clutches the next HOH that he will be very much Todrick. I forgot about Todrick. That's right. Jason's not the only drag queen on here. Todrick is another example. Todrick is the worst. On the spectrum of horrible representation for gays and LGBT people, whatever. Not even just on Big Brother, but Todrick Hall may be the worst representation of a gay person on any reality show, period. I think the only worst representation is like George Santos, who, if you, I don't know if you just saw this, George Santos is going on Special Forces with not Candace King, Candace Cameron Bure from Fuller House. Fucking ridiculous. Why are they putting that guy on on TV to go lie about having family in the Holocaust? Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Disgusting man titties asshole. Anyways, yeah, I hope he doesn't clutch that HOH. I just want him to go. Is he gonna put on the robe and the crown and go, the HOH? Do y'all remember that shit? It was horrible over there with fucking booty shorts and thong and slippers and heels and all that shit. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. He was horrible. Horrible. The only good part about that season, do y'all remember when he was doing his final speech and he thought he was eating the fuck out of it, and you had people like Todd who randomly got entertaining in the second half of the season, and he's just going over there rolling his eyes like that was the funniest shit. Big Brother has so many funny moments like oh my god. Anyways, what else? Angela talks about growth. I was talking about this earlier. I feel like Angela has grown so much as a person since BB26. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional watching her. Because in a way I did kind of relate to her, because I remember, ironically, when I was, again, like I warned y'all, I will be relating my Beast Games experience to this, but I do remember like my last day of Beast Games when I felt like I was completely alone and I was on the bottom, my alliance betrayed me. Literally, BB26 was airing at that time, and I remember feeling like, I was like, damn, I feel like Angela. I can understand what Angela was going through. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of helped me a bit. It made me be like, I need to go beast this challenge. The problem was I didn't need to beast the challenge. I needed to just wait, because Beast Games is very different than Big Brother. It's not like you win a veto and save yourself. It's just you need to outlast the others. And the best strategy in Beast Games was actually not to participate in the comps, to just let other people lose them and, win by default. But Angela kind of helped me through Beast Games, which is a little weird to say, but yeah, I mean, literally I think 26 was like halfway through. I think I went into sequester for Beast Games when we were in, I think it was already like, I think she had won her second HOH. But I felt so horrible because it does feel horrible when you're on the bottom, and she went through it for a whole season, and she's probably terrified of having to live that again. I mean, you can feel it. You feel like you have the plague. You feel like you can't be around people. It's awkward and it's not fun. So, and she's fighting with herself. And she probably was feeling good until she found out Jason was a piece of shit. And this happened to me too. Once you figure out one person is being phony to you, you start questioning everything. Now you're afraid everyone's being phony to you and you don't know what to do. It was. I agree. Arcanum said that diary room Angela had after the Jason moment was sad to watch because she didn't deserve it. Yeah, she didn't deserve it. Angela has been nothing but pleasant on this season. It's not like the first season where Angela was calling people crazy eyes and talking about Mackenzie's you're too good for him and all this stuff and talking all this nonsense, getting people pissed off. Like she's just being a mom. She's doing nothing. She's being nice, if anything, especially after said she didn't want to go through another season to find out week one is very painful. Yeah, it is painful because it's now what you're gonna have to live the same shit again. Like I said at the start of this, it's like everyone is so desperate to get Angela to pop off. I feel like Davon went through this same thing when she was brought back twice on Big Brother. Everyone wanted her to be the Davon from season 17 that was being shady and then was going off on Clay. Stop trying to push this onto someone. Okay? It's not fun to be stuck in a game show that you love, mind you, and you have to be the one that everyone hates. That you can't trust anyone, that like on I mean, she even mentioned it in her little, meet me video, that it still haunts her how she didn't say Mackenzie's name, but if you read between the lines, you can know she's talking about Mackenzie. She was talking about how she loved someone all throughout the season, and then she found out when she got home that that person hated her the whole time, and it hurts because she still wanted to be friends with her. And it's very obvious she's talking about Mackenzie. So in her mind, Jason is now doing the same thing Mackenzie did, being all "I love you," having a real heart to heart, and then in her mind is probably behind her back talking all this shit. It's fucked up. And again, Jason's not going to win. And these games, more than anything, it's not about backstabbing the most people. It's not about having all the most alliances. It's not about being a piece of shit. It's not about appealing to the viewers. It's about building real relationships, figuring out how people tick. That is a lot. Having this relationship with Angela be real is a lot more powerful and a lot better of a game move than using it as a way to make fun of her and get TV time. What's up, faux honey? The issue is he used his mom's passing. That's a different level. I totally agree. If he didn't use his mom's passing, I don't think I would care as much. I still would think he's a douchebag, but it's not the same as Todrick basically saying to Chris Kirkpatrick that your kids are going to be disappointed in you, you're a horrible father. That is still terrible, but to me, this is a step above. You're using the death of someone, which is very difficult, especially your mother, to another mother who clearly you are reminding her of her son. She said to you, her son came out, and I looked up pictures of her son not too far off from him. You're like a Latino version of her son. And here you are looking like a total douchebag. And she probably sees herself in you. And that probably is part of why she's getting emotional, but I'm just so sick of that fucking guy. And he lost my stand card forever. I don't care what he does for the rest of the season. Fuck Jason. Fuck him. He can suck my estitties. What else was going on? Drew spilling the beans. We already know that. Oh yeah, and Jason also hates Rick Devens for some reason. Again, I think that this guy just wants to win fan favorite. And you know what? We saw this with Frankie Grande. No one wants to give the fan favorite to a douchebag. And I'm pretty sure Frankie Grande did the same thing. Used something about, remember Victoria had like a grandfather die or something? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that Frankie Grande also used the death of someone to his advantage, which is just terrible. Um, oh, there was a segment about Lala, and I literally wrote down it was Lala segment about Lala breaking her rotator cuff or something. I don't give a fuck. And I didn't give a fuck because I was so angry about what I just had watched with Jason that I couldn't listen to things. Also, we're calling her Lala. I keep on thinking the Teletubbies. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, Poe. I'd rather just call her Latrice. But every time I call her Latrice, I think of Latrice Royale, a drag queen I actually would like to see on this show. But yeah, something about her rotator cuff. She's got a hot body or whatever, and the whole time, all I could think while she's standing there in her bikini and high heels is about how Drew thought it was disgusting, and how Drew hated Lala for standing in her high heels and her bikini. And honestly, it's not even a thing about like her body or anything like that. But it is kind of obnoxious. Oh, I did write this down at some point. Have we noticed that everyone is naked this season? I don't know. Like, I guess it is a pretty common thing, but literally, I never see Barrett with a shirt on. Manu never wears a shirt either. Um, and then the girls are in their bikinis all the time. I know Lyric doesn't want to be in any clothes because she was practically begging Rome to fuck her. And oh, that happened at some point too, where they're sneaking in bed together, uh, so nonchalantly. Those two don't belong on Big Brother to me. They belong on Love Island. I mean, it's the point where Rome is not even aligning with any of the dude bros, which is what, you would expect from his archetype. He's with all the women and Jason. But, I mean, I got to give him a little kudos. I would like to get to know Rome a little better without Lyric, being on his dick, and vice versa, him being on her clit. I feel like I could really start to enjoy him and Lyric if they weren't in the showmance. But I already know I'm not going to enjoy them because all I'm ever going to see of them is stuff with the showmance. At least with Lyric, we are getting something. We are getting content about her girl squad thing. But to me, I mean, I put her in the same boat as Melody. She's not quite as bad, but you also dropped her like she was last week's trash. And to me, you're just as shitty of a friend, no matter how beautiful you are. And she is beautiful. I will give her that. Her and Rome are extremely hot. But every time I look at them, I'm like, did these two apply to Love Island and just got rejected and sent over here? Because that is what it's giving. I wouldn't even be surprised because I do know people that help recruit for Love Island, and they also help recruit for Big Brother. So I really would not be surprised if these were Love Island recruits and they got pushed over here. These to people that have the journalist pass, because I want to get the journalist pass for Big Brother and to do interviews, and maybe I got to try it again. But these are the questions we got to ask. Did these people apply for other shows? Anyways, what else happened? Ashley taking her renom very well. People underestimate how much being funny can help you, because this whole situation with D, her saying, I feel like I'm getting a diagnosis for a disease. Like, she took her nomination very well. And, I mean, you can kind of tell there was nothing that she could say to change D's mind. And it was better just, take it on the chin and get the support of the HOH. But, within this past week, just by being herself, Ashley has flipped a bunch of votes to her where it looks like she might be staying regardless of the nominations. She did try to get Barrett up, which is funny. That whole first episode was setting them up to possibly be a couple, and it's just crazy how he ended up actually being a couple with D. Anyways, oh, and the last thing I wrote a note down about was Melody talking to D with a face mask. Again, another reason I love Big Brother. When on another show are you going to get people talking about strategy, life or death strategy, and one of them is up there looking like this? Only on Big Brother, baby. Only on Big Brother do we get shit like this. Oh, you like Rome Edgar? I mean, I like him. It's just I don't know a whole lot about him. I think I would like him more if he wasn't in this whole showmance thing. Some showmances are interesting. Rachel and Brendan, they work very well together. Jeff and Jordan, they work very well together. But the showmances I like are showmances that work bounce off well together as a duo. Like, they're not, to me, Rachel and Brendan aren't a showmance. They were a power couple. They were a duo. Lyric, what power do Lyric and Rome got besides underneath in their pants? They ain't got none. Okay, so they were even saying, I think that's who Lyric compared herself to was Jeff and Jordan and Rachel and Brendan. It's like, okay, well, you need to come bring it. One of you needs to be HOH next week, or you need to pull off a move. Like, y'all do something besides sucking and fucking badly, mind you. You think you're hiding it. You're doing it in a crowded room. You couldn't at the very least try to go to a different room? Whatever. Oh, Haley. Oh. Haley's on the feeds confronting Ashley. Oh, do we got breaking news? Wait, do we have breaking news? Breaking news. Alliances are being exposed. Damn, where is this? Neither side of the house compares to... I do know that there's two sides of the house, and Ashley, screwed all that up. Arcanums! You posted the clip of Todrick. Oh, that is so funny. I'm telling you, follow Arcanums, Mr. A on Twitter, because his actual @ is not it. I can't find it. Someone's gonna have to send that to me. But yeah, apparently Ashley and Haley are fighting her. Oh, here it is. Wait, y'all, let's watch it. We got an exclusive.
I'm the one that led that. I will say I completely just left and walked out from her. I know, so I don't know that she went and told the house.
Haley looks like a totally different person without makeup.
And it started as this whole thing's been going since this morning. I just spoke to Common with Melody. You told Melody this morning, and Melody went and ran her mouth that literally 3 people who came back to me. I did not say, however, that sound was that, like, I told you. No, but Chuck, I said.
Okay. Interesting. We'll have to see. It's gonna be close. Ashley, I want Ashley to win this blockbuster because Ashley has so little game. She was going around just spreading everything. She went to the other side, this side of the house that was coming to save her, the red corner. She goes to the other side of the house and is like, "Oh, I'm getting votes to save. Who? Oh, the other side of the house is gonna save me." The other side of the house. I mean, yeah, there is the other side of the house, but it's like, come on, girl, what are you doing? Okay. And obviously Ashley went on the block. Before we wrap up, we have power rankings to do, and then I need to show the alliances. I need to give a shout out to at 89 Razor Skate 20, Big Brother Junkie. Because every single season, I mean, there's a couple of people like Rome updates, whatever his thing is. There's a couple of people that make alliance charts this season that are great, but this guy always makes, or girl, or them, or whatever it is, always makes the best charts. Like, how clean is this? How nice is this? So, here's what we got with these alliances. So messy. On this side of the house is the crossovers. So, we got the icons, we got the super fans, we got fake ass bitch on this side, and then we got the veto queen on this side. And then we've got some fake alliances, the Four Seasons, Mama's Angels, these people, and then we've got the red corner, and they're all up here. They're all together, and then the red corner and the crossovers have all are all working together to save Ashley. At least that's what the plan is, unless after all this shit, Haley changes her mind and they just evict her. So then they called themselves the Sirens. Some of these names are so stupid, I gotta tell you. By the way, most of these alliances are fake. This is just what they do, you know. There's always a million alliances. So now on the other side of the house, we've got Mama's Angels, which is allegedly being led by Latrice. Now, mind you, every time I turn on the live feeds, I never see Latrice. So I'm just going based off of live feed updates. But we got, basically, it's Latrice, Jason, Rome, and then you've got, you know, Lyric, of course. Yash is on there. Taylor's over there. It's like all of the basic girls, and then the showmans and Jason. But they think Barrett and Drew are on their side. More specifically, they think they have Drew on their side more than Barrett even. So I don't know. I mean, I really want a split house. I really want a split house. The most interesting seasons of Big Brother are always when the house is split. On Survivor, you tend to want not a direct split, because if it's a direct split, the game's going to be pretty predictable. But when you have a direct split on HOHs, it gets really interesting because you have people going at each other. It's interesting. It's like watching a sports game. You can root for one team or root for the other team. And then it's interesting because if one person in the opposite alliance wins and you know your alliance is in danger, now this alliance has to play against each other to try and save themselves, or to pull a Maggie and get back in Big Brother 6, there was split down the middle, and Howie, who was actually on this episode tonight, won HOH, and Maggie convinced him to go against his own alliance and put up two people in it because she said, "Oh, they're betraying you," and that one move lost the Sovereign Six, lost them the whole season. So you get moments like that, and you get a lot of confrontation because people don't give a fuck as much. When people know what the sides are, they're more willing to talk shit to each other and get into fights, and it's a lot more interesting. So I'm hoping that we do have a split house, and I'm thinking if we do, I think Yash might end up going, or Taylor might end up going, or Ashley might go. And I think the red corner and the crossovers are going to have to work together. And what'll be interesting is seeing how Drew plays both sides, how Dee plays both sides, or how Angela plays both sides. It's going to be interesting to see how these two sides form and how people navigate it. All right, so last thing I am going to do is I am going to do my power rankings. So last week, I think it was Sunday, I did power rankings. Just to remind you all, these were my scores. Now, here's the issue, is that this does not have every single Big Brother house guest. So, or Big Brother 28 house guest. So I need to find a different one to have an accurate thing. Whoever that is, update your freaking tier maker so it has every person that's on this cast actually on there. Because for now, I'm going to have to use this shitty tier list that doesn't even have Angela, D, and Rick's pictures. I'm too lazy. I'm not making my own. So, all right, at the top we have top tier. Then we have good job. Then we have meh. Then we have could have been better. And then at the bottom we have dog dookie. So this is taking into account. Oh, I put duty, whatever. So this is taking into account a couple of things. This is taking into account the what they did in the game, if they're in a good spot strategically, and also if they entertained me at all in this episode, because that takes a part of it too. I'm gonna break the ice. I'm putting Jason in dog duty. Okay, Jason at least contributed stuff to this episode, but you're a douchebag. I'm sorry, you're a total douchebag for what you did, and fuck you. And you're probably gonna be in dog duty for the rest of the season. Then we've got Angela. I'm putting her top tier because even though Angela didn't do a lot this episode, I mean, Angela's always entertaining, and I'm actually really proud of her. I thought this episode was such great character development for her. She's showing that she's not the same person from last season, and that's all you could want from someone that didn't do the best their first time. I mean, she did a good job, but like overall, she was not considered like a great Big Brother player, and I know that's what she wants her legacy to be. She wants to be known as a great Big Brother player. So she's not making the same mistakes as last time. Like she said, last season she probably would have blown up her whole game talking about Jason. She probably would have exposed Drew and fucked everything up. So I give her kudos. She's doing a great job. Next we have D. I'm putting D top tier as well. I mean, D consistently has been showing that she's an amazing player. I think this was a perfect HOH run. I don't think she could have done this HOH any better, honestly. I mean, it's hard when you have to put up 3 people and then you have to put up a renom uh, with this blockbuster format. I mean, her main target won. There's nothing she could do, but she's set up pretty good. So I put her top tier. Rick, I mean, Rick didn't do a whole lot this episode. I'm going to put him in meh. He's just, he's solid, but he didn't really do anything this episode. He didn't need to do anything this episode. So yeah, I'm putting him in meh. Meh is like neutral. Not bad, not good. You're just, he didn't have any shining moments. He's just doing all right. Ashley, I mean, Ashley did okay. She had some funny, she's been the comic relief. She had that hamburger moment, pretty good. She took her nomination pretty well. So even though she's going on the block, I'll put her in meh. She's doing okay. Barrett, Barrett did a better job at, wanting to play the middle than Melody did. Like, Melody was just straight up non-committal, whereas Barrett was like, oh yeah, of course I'll use the veto on you. Well, he didn't even say it, like, he kind of just, like, made a flippant comment, like D did, that wasn't a direct promise, but it also wasn't him saying he wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he did a good job. He did his role. He didn't win the veto, but he had content this episode. I thought, actually, no, I'll put him above Rick and meh, because you know what? If I'm putting Ashley there for not good strategy, but entertainment, whatever. I'm putting him in dog dookie. He didn't do anything this episode, and he needed to change my opinion. Like, he came on the screen, I was like, who the fuck is that guy? I have totally forgotten about him. And mind you, he's an important player in the game. Like, he's in this, core 3 in the red corner. And he's just totally irrelevant. I never see him on the feeds. I only ever hear him talking, like someone talking about him. All of the focus is on Kamu and Haley, more so Haley than anything else. So it's like, what even is this guy? But I do feel like, okay, maybe I shouldn't put him in dog dookie. Maybe I should have put him in could have been better. Only because I feel like Jason deserves dog dookie this whole all by himself. You know what? We're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna put Manu in there. We'll put Haley there because at least these guys are doing something. But Manu, he hasn't done anything totally wrong. Or Kamu, whatever the fuck this guy's. All I know is he is Charlie Kirk. That's all I know with this guy. But yeah, Jason deserves dog dookie all on his own this episode. Drew, top tier. Dare I say, above D. Angela's going at the top just because of that whole moment, but Drew probably. I want to put Drew above Angela. I'm sorry, Drew. Drew probably does deserve to be above Angela, but I gotta just put him here only because Angela handled that so much better than she could have before, and I love Angela, but I also love Drew. I don't know. Sorry, Drew. How about it's tied? They are tied, even though Angela's above him. It's alphabetical order, but Drew, like that was such clutch information. It wasn't shown in the episode, but they were starting to distrust Drew only because Dee and Angela were watching him in the HOH and they saw him talking to all these people. But him giving this information really helped his case, and it was you know what, it showed good character on his part too, that he didn't just laugh with it and move on. Latrice, meh, not really adding a lot. All I know is she hates on Angela, and it's like she needs to get with the program. I heard she's doing all right, but whatever. Lyric could have been better. All you're doing is sucking and fucking, and you know what? No. Actually, you know what? Too, I'm putting Melody and Dog Dookie. I am gonna put them in. Actually, I'm putting Lyric below the MAGA 3, even though they're not MAGA. I'm calling them MAGA 3. Lyric is not as bad an offender as Melody, but Lyric was still a traitor. She's still just worried about fucking Rome, which I mean I don't blame her, but no. And then Melody, just throwing your allies under the bus, being non-committal, wishy-washy. She's someone I would drag. I would drag the fuck out of her. I would call her wishy-washy the whole way through. I remember I played an org, like an online game, a one-night mini, and I remember this girl, I was on the block or something, and I was trying to get people's votes, and I asked her for a. Oh, actually, no, I wasn't on the block. Everyone, it was like Survivor. We were all voting people out, and I was trying to get her to vote with us, and she was non-committal. She's like, "Oh, I don't know." And if you ever play these games, when someone says "I don't know," that means they're voting for you, or that means they're voting not with you. That they do 10 out of 10. They do know what they're doing. They just don't want to tell you. But and then I called her, and then I got her voted off, and I kind of laughed at her, and I called her wishy-washy. And then everyone came at me like, "Oh, you're a bully," or whatever. And I'm like, she came for me first. She talked all this shit at me first. It's like, all I did was call her wishy-washy. She tried getting me out. And then they tried calling me a drunk because I was at a fucking bar while we were doing this. I was drinking a margarita. And they just called me a drunk. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I don't even drink unless I'm going out with my friends. And what were you doing? You were sitting at home. And I was out in the club getting a margarita. Give me one margarita. I'm going to open my legs. And what'd you do? You couldn't even open your heart. I don't even remember that girl. But anyways, Melody is like her, wishy-washy, and I'm just not a fan of that kind of gameplay, and I don't see it lasting long for her. Mallory, good job. Good job. I mean, her social game needs work, but this was a good episode for her. Great character development. She killed that challenge. She brought out her inner Kelly. I mean, like, good job. I wouldn't put her top tier only because Drew, Angela, D, all throughout this week, amazing gameplay and great character moments. But you know what, Mallory, you're from where you were. I was not here for her. Like she's grown on me. Rome. I mean, I'm gonna put Rome in meh because Rome has established a good alliance around him. He's not really doing anything on the show like Latrice, but and I mean I almost want to put these two like and could have been better, but my thing is I'm not feeling negative on either of them. I know from watching the feeds they're doing at least something right. Maybe I need to add more tiers, but I mean it's just Lyric is a traitor ass bitch. At least Rome, all he's doing is just trying to get some coochie, and I can't really be mad at that. And if their positions were reversed, I'd say the same thing. He's not throwing anyone under the bus, so Taylor, I put her in meh as well. I mean, she did horrible in this challenge, but at the very least, Taylor handled her nominations well. I think that her conversation with Dee was the best of any of the nominees. I mean, like, she's doing all right. I'm thinking about it. I feel like I'm gonna put D in good job only because this wasn't D's starring episode, but this was a good episode for her, and like I just think Drew and Angela stood out in this episode, and D is just on the same level as Mallory. Like solid HOH week, nothing, like she handled the best she could. I think that's the best way to put it. And lastly is Yash. I mean, I think he's going home this week, so I'm going to put him dog dookie. I mean, every time he's on the screen, I get annoyed by him. And I just thought his conversation was terrible. It wasn't as bad as Melody. But you know what? No, because at least Melody, I'm going to move her up. At least Melody got herself in with more people, and she is playing the game. Whereas Yash is probably going home. So I'm just going to leave it here. This is my tier list. Yeah, this is my tier list. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. But anyways, let me check the chat, see if we have any more questions. Then I'm getting the fuck out of here. I've been on for an hour and 20, longer than I expected. Is what Cam was. Chuck is what Cam was to the Chelsea MJ Cam crew. Oh, I would agree with that. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Why are they called the red corner? Oh, because it's like a UFC reference. I guess the red corner is the defending champs and blue is the challenger. Because Charlie Kirk Kamu is a UFC fighter. Excuse me. My only issue with Drew is I wish he would keep some things to himself. Not 100% pro. No, I do agree with him. I do agree with him. With you. Is that you shouldn't be spilling all of your tea. A good bone collector knows what bones to keep to themselves. But you know what? It's his first time, and if he wasn't playing with seasoned veterans, he would be in a much better spot. So I'm not really mad at Drew for it, but he does need to be careful because I could see this blowing up in his face at some point. But that is a great point to make. But you know what? I'm always rooting for my Beast Games buddy. I'm hoping that he at least does well. If he doesn't win, I hope because I'm not sure if he'll win, but I hope he at least does well. And I mean, my winner picks still are. It's unfortunate. This is the one unfortunate thing about mixed seasons is that I'm gonna root like if they put in people I like Rick Devens, I like Dee, I like Angela. I'm gonna root for the reality stars way more than the newbies. And then Drew is just a friend or an acquaintance, so I'm rooting for him too. But I would say out of this cast, like I'm rooting for like besides the reality stars and besides Drew, the only other person I'm kind of rooting for is I guess Mallory kind of won me over this episode. Barrett's alright, but I mean, I'm not like diehard rooting for him. Ashley's funny. I'd like to see her stick around. I wanted to like Latrice. I just don't like her so far. I just don't. And normally I live for like the older ladies, but no, I'm not really here for it. And the rest of them, like none of them have got. I wanted to like Lyric, but this whole showmance thing, I don't really need her. So I see potential with people like Taylor, and I see potential with yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's it for me, y'all. If you enjoyed this reality TV recap, why don't you give us a subscribe? Come on, just do it. You know you want to. It takes 2 seconds. Just do it. It helps me out. And while you're at it and you're already down there, give me a like. And also, comment, goddammit. Last video, none of you motherfuckers commented. In fact, go to the last video. I did one with Felicia, and then last one I talked for 2 hours about the last episode. Leave me a comment, ask a question, tell me hi, tell me I'm cute. Do something. Well, actually, don't say I'm cute because some of y'all that say I'm cute are actually creepy in reality. But yeah, leave a comment, god damn it. And anyways, that's all. Please follow on my social medias as well at Slightly Better. I talk shit on Twitter and on Instagram and on TikTok too, and I post shorts. I did shorts of my first video of the Big Brother Bro reveal, and they actually did pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Until next time, I will see you guys. I'm pretty sure tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow after the eviction. We'll find out who's the first evicted from BB28. Who will it be? Yash. I really hope it's Yash. She's annoying. Taylor or Ashley. All right, I love y'all. And until next time, stay followed, stay tuned. Oh, of course, all of y'all log in now. Hi, all of y'all. Watch the video back. Until next time, stay followed, stay tuned, but most importantly, stay bitter. And